All right, we are back with another Pick'em video. Today we have a 6-game slate in the NBA, plus we have hopefully a good football game to watch as well, so definitely a decent day for sports. And in this one, I'm going to talk about 3 player props that I am liking, plus a discounted play, so a 4th discounted play, just to point it out for you guys. And yeah, just definitely some decent value out there. Injury implications have kind of been the biggest theme of the NBA season. There's been so many injuries, and if you can jump on before that, if you can predict, hey, is this guy going to miss the game? Is this guy going to play the game? You could definitely get some decent value out there. So 2 of the plays are actually going to be not banking on that, but definitely going to be a boost for our plays if these guys do go ahead and sit. And obviously, I'll break that down if you guys can make the final call, if you think they're going to sit, if you think they're not going to sit, if you think it will matter, all those different things. But yeah, really liking the 3 plays we're going to talk about. Of course, the discount's always something you want to be taking advantage of. But yeah, let's just hop right into the board. If you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe, leave the video a like, and comment something down below. It tells YouTube to push this video out a little bit more when you do that. So I appreciate everyone that does that. So we're just going to hop right into the video, hopefully a quicker one today, and then I'll get you guys on your way. All right, so jumping into the PrizePicks desktop screen here. First of all, if you're not on PrizePicks, you want to jump on board with some of these plays, use code RichPicks when signing up and bet $5. Once you do that, it's going to trigger $50 instantly to be loaded into your account. So pretty sweet deal. You'll have $50 to mess around with however you want to do that on PrizePicks. Pretty good promo code, but again, use my code RichPicks when signing up. It's a great way to support the channel. And if you do so, I will give you a free month of my Discord community. More to come on that later. So first up, you can see the guy right on the board, Karl-Anthony Towns at 37.5 points and rebounds. I talked about the injury implications, who is going to be playing in this game. This is a back-to-back for the Knicks here, and Jalen Brunson hurt his shoulder maybe in the second or third quarter in yesterday's game. He did exit the game. He did return to the game, but they were winning by so much, he ended up leaving the game again at the 6-minute mark and went to the locker room. He didn't stay on the bench. He went right to the locker room. So this is a back-to-back situation. Jalen Brunson has hurt his shoulder, and they're also, probably haunted from last year's playoffs where everyone on their team got injured throughout the playoffs. They were running their guys 40 minutes a night. They continue to almost do that. But, you got to have some sort of, wherewithal to be like, hey, okay, we fizzled out in the playoffs because of our injuries. Jalen Brunson's on a back-to-back here. He tweaked his shoulder. Maybe give the guy the night off. So Karl-Anthony Towns is going to be the guy that I'm attacking. I think Josh Hart's also in a really good spot here, but let's take a look at what we got going on for Karl-Anthony Towns at 37.5 points and rebounds. 80% of the last 5 games, 70% of the last 10 games, 70% of the last 20 games, he has gone over this. Obviously, Towns having a crazy season, kind of like resurgence of his career after people were really down on him in his last Minnesota year. But 62% of games, he's gone over this for the entire year. Obviously, if Jalen Brunson doesn't play, he's a game time decision. He's gone over this in that one game. 21 rebounds and 31 points, absolutely soared over here. So if Jalen Brunson doesn't play, huge boost here for Karl-Anthony Towns. If he does play, though, still a pretty good hit rate for the entire season. Now the matchup against Detroit here, 18th in points allowed, 3rd in rebounds allowed to centers, so not the best matchup in the world. And you can also point to the fact that he played him once this year, 21-11 in that game, but again, it was a 30-point blowout. So if Brunson doesn't play this game, I don't expect it to be as big of a blowout potential as it already is, 7.5 spread. And the Pistons are not horrible this year, so they can definitely keep this close. Towns didn't play the second matchup they played, and I think the Pistons actually won that game. So we've seen a star be injured on this Knicks team, and the Pistons keep this thing close, actually win the game. So all that, coming together in a closer game and in a game that we could potentially not see Brunson, Towns in a really good spot here. Now, also, I mentioned it is a back-to-back set. In games that have been back-to-backs, Towns has played all 4 of them this season, and he's crushed it in some of these games. He has 2 40 bombs and a 30-point and 14-rebound game. The only game he missed was a 30-point blowout against Washington, where he ended up playing only 24 minutes. So he's been awesome on back-to-back sets. Really everything pointing in the right direction for all Karl-Anthony Towns for me when looking at this. By the way, this is a tool called Outlier. If you want to check it out, use my code in the description. You get a free week of Outlier when you sign up using my link or code or whatever it is down there. And Outlier is awesome. You can see just how much you can deep dive into certain plays and really get into the nitty gritty here. So home game for the Knicks, potentially no Brunson, back-to-back set where Towns has crushed this. And yeah, I think Towns in a really, really good spot here. RotoWire projection model, my favorite projection model out there. Another, partner of the channel. If you want to check it out for a free 2 days, use my link down below. But Karl-Anthony Towns, they're projecting 38.85, so they're also on the over here for this line, which is something I'd love to see. And then jumping into some market value for this play, this line is continuing to bounce all around. I've seen all these lines bump up. PrizePicks literally just bumped them up to 38.5. Now it's down to 37.5 again. Dabble's been one of the best market value here at 37.0. They're typically the ones with the best market value, but this is going to be speculatory until Jalen Brunson is ruled in or out. If Brunson is out, this is going to be jumped up for sure. If Jalen Brunson plays, I think it's going to stay around the same at 37.5. I don't think it's like, oh, Jalen Brunson plays, we're losing this bet. That's not how I'm thinking about this. It's just more the fact that if Jalen Brunson doesn't play, we're getting very, very good market value here at 37.5. And again, if you're not on Dabble, definitely check out Dabble using my code RichDFS. They have great market value pretty much all the time, every single day. They're a smaller company. They can't move their lines as quickly. They don't have enough or as much data points as these other guys. So Dabble, always something to take a look at. Again, links and everything in the description down below. So market value wise, this one is looking, pretty 50-50 right now. We don't really know where everyone's going to be. Looks like DraftKings at 38.5, Sleepers at 38.5, but this one will continue to bounce around as we learn about Jalen Brunson today. Then moving along to the next play here, another one available on PrizePicks right now. Gradey Dick at 4.5 rebounds and assists. This is another one where it's kind of speculatory. Is Emmanuel quickly going to play this game? He was a late addition to the injury report here. That's never a good sign when someone just randomly pops up into the injury report. They're downgraded from active to questionable. You might eventually see that downgraded to doubtful and then eventually be out of the game. But again, Emmanuel quickly could totally still play this game. But even so, Gradey Dick has been able to go over this line pretty consistently throughout the entire season. Yes, RJ's missed some time. Scotty Barnes has missed some time. Obviously, Quickly's missed a whole bunch of time. But if Quickly does sit, this one's looking a whole lot better. And if he doesn't sit, he's still been able to hit this line. So let's go back to Outlier, kind of check out what Gradey Dick is doing this season. 76% of games he has gone over this. Now, this is one where he's going to crush this line. It's probably going to be pretty close. He's gotten 5 a lot of these games. He's gotten 6 a lot of these games. But he's got a really good matchup here for that shooting guard's position against Golden State. 23rd ranked, 22nd ranked. And another guy that's not present at shoot-around today is Draymond Green. So he's going to be a question mark today. No Kuminga for that side of things either. If I can pull up the injury news. I was looking at Jalen Brunson, obviously. But going into the injury news for this game, if I can find it, yeah, Draymond Green was probable. Now he's questionable. That's never a good thing. Kuminga's still out. Payton's still out. Pajemski's still out. Those are all pretty good rebounders right there. So and defenders, of course, for Gary Payton. So pretty good thing for Dick here looking into this, especially if Quickly sits. But even on the other side of things, good matchup already, and a bunch of guys potentially injured on that side as well. So Gradey Dick, 76% hit rate. I love that. Home games, it actually goes up to an 83% hit rate. He's a young dude, plays a little bit better at home. That just makes a whole lot of sense. It's a 6-point spread. It's not like it's a 10-point spread, 15-point spread. Hopefully this one stays relatively close. Toronto finally getting, relatively healthy. And with Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett in the lineup, they're definitely a better team. So it's good to see at least those guys are active. The last thing I want to point out here is if Quickly does go ahead and sit, which again, speculatory right now, it's an 83% hit rate, and this average goes up to 6.0. So, yeah, loving Gradey Dick here at 4.5. Again, if Quickly does play, we've still see him hit this in literally, I don't even know, 14 or less, 15 games. And then beyond that, it's been very, very good hit rate as well. I just think he's going to get, more than 20 minutes for sure. If he sees, 28, 29, 30 minutes, this one's looking really, really good. So Gradey Dick, going to be the second play of the day. In terms of the RotoWire projection model, they're loving it. They're really loving it. 4.5, they're expecting 5.17. Obviously, all we need is 5. And obviously, you can see the hit rate here really dragging this up as well. So love to see that. In terms of some market value, probably should have already had this pulled up. Rebounds and assists right here. Let's go to Gradey. And we see that minus 123 available on all the the DFS platforms, which I'd love to see. Anyone else that has this as a sports book, minus 142 on Sleeper, minus 130 on Fliff, minus 120, so slightly favoring the over here as well. So Gradey Dick, pretty good market value. If Quickly sits, I see this thing probably jumping up to 5.0 on these DFS sites, so potentially some very good market value. So Gradey Dick, second play of the day, both of these available on PrizePicks. All right, so moving into the next play here, the truth about doing these videos is that sometimes when you're making the video, actually a lot of times when you're making the video, when you're attacking good lines, things bump on you, things change on you. And for this Dillon Brooks line that I was going to go over, it is 3.5 rebounds. They took it off the board. They're only giving me a 2.5 Goblin. They're giving me a 4.5 or a 5.5 Demon. Eventually, I do think this will probably come back up at 4.0 rebounds, in which case I'd say definitely go ahead and try that 4.0 from Dillon Brooks because of no Jabari Smith Jr. still and probably no Tari Eason still. He's doubtful for tonight. And this is going to be a close game versus Memphis. I would assume 3.5-point spread. Houston's at home, so a lot of things going for Dillon Brooks in this situation. We're going to look at his hit rates in a second here. But if this comes back up at 4.0, which I expect it to, looking at the market value right now, it's like definitely favored on the over, minus 135, minus 130. But that's not something that's like prize. I'm very surprised that none of these guys have a lineup even at 4.0 like on PrizePicks or Underdog. They all had it at 3.5 when I started this video. Of course, as the value continued to get better, they all took it off. So that's just going to happen probably. But again, if this is a 4.0, probably go ahead and take that for Dillon Brooks here. Let's take a look at what he's been doing so far this year. 59% of games he's gone over this. Really solid hit rate the last 10 games or so as well. The games that he's missing, you'll see this is a 30-point blowout. This is a blowout, the other way, the wrong way against Boston. If you see games that he's playing, 30 plus minutes, I'm sure this gets a big boost, 63% of games. So I do like to see that. Then considering the fact that just taking the minutes out of here, no Tari Eason probably today. He is doubtful, 70% hit rate. Without Jabari Smith Jr., it's only a 50% hit rate. But again, Boston blowout, Washington blowout in the games that were relatively close. 5 rebounds in both those games. You can see he only played 18 minutes here, and then tough to get rebounds in a game that you're losing by a whole bunch of points. So pretty solid hit rates when you consider the injuries here with the amount of minutes he's going to play. The fact that he's at home, 67% hit rate at home games as well. And to this Memphis team, to the shooting guard, small forward position, whatever you want to call Dillon Brooks, the rebounding is about middle of the road. So I definitely don't mind this one. You also take a look at the head-to-head, really, really good history against this team. He's played them twice so far this year, 5 and 4 rebounds against them. And then dating back to last year, was really good at rebounding. 10, 7, did have a 2 rebound stinker, and then 5 here. So really good history against Memphis. So this is just another one, kind of looking into the injury news. But Tari Eason, doubtful. Jabari Smith Jr. already ruled out. The fact they're home, the fact this is probably going to be a close game, he's going to get 30 plus minutes. I'm really liking this one. Obviously at 3.5, but again, if they pop it back up at 4.0 on PrizePicks or something like that, definitely something to take a look at. And then quickly taking a look at the projection model here, they're expecting 4.7, so again, even closer to 5 than 4. If it bumps up to 4.0, definitely, again, still something to look at. All right, so those are the 3 plays that I wanted to talk about over here. All of them were available on PrizePicks when I started this video. Again, anytime you attack value, things are going to change. But I didn't take it on PrizePicks because I will never take a 3-man over on PrizePicks. It only pays 5x as opposed to Underdog, which pays 6x for 3-mans. That's where I'll do any sort of my 3-mans that I can find value at. But I ended up going to Betr on this one because every single day Betr gives us 2 discounts, not just Tuesdays, not just Wednesdays. Every single day you get 2 discounts over on Betr. So I'm taking advantage of Matt Stafford here, thrown into a 4-man to do a 10x on this 4-man. They limit me to $10 on discounted plays, but that's totally fine. I'm definitely around to ride this one out with the community and win $100 if we go ahead and do that. That's going to be awesome. And again, in terms of market value right now, this one's looking really, really good with Brooks available, Towns, and Gradey Dick. If you want to go ahead and get access to Betr, I'd appreciate if you use code RichPicks when signing up. When you do that, it just lets them know that I sent you there, but you're also going to get your first entry matched up to $250, so you could put as many as $250 on any play you'd like. If you lose that bet, it goes back into your account. If you win that bet, you're obviously getting a huge no sweat bet there up to $250. You could do $5, you could do $10, whatever you wanted to do. But pretty cool, deposit match / promo going on for Betr there when you use my code. Also, whenever you use my code for any of these platforms when signing up, it's always advantageous to be on multiple different platforms. And when you guys do use my code, again, it kicks back my way a little bit. And I love to give you guys free months of the Discord community where I post all my plays. I don't just talk about a few plays on YouTube and call it a day. I post plays for Underdog, Betr, Sleeper, Dabble, all these different platforms that I'm partnered with. I usually give out at least 1 slip a day there, depending on the value throughout the day. But yeah, that's the whole community aspect of it. Free month of Discord whenever you sign up using that. To get to it, this is like the last video I posted. Just go in the description of the video. You'll see right here, here's Betr. They actually just changed it from a deposit match to the new $250 first entry match. But yeah, 2 daily discounts. Use code RichPicks or just click the link right here. That's the best way to do it. And again, you'll see it on all of them whenever you sign up. Comment something down below. Join the free part of the Discord. Something like that to get in touch with me. and that's how I can get you that free month. But yeah, super excited about the plays for today. Dillon Brooks, I think he's going to crush that rebounds line. Towns could have a very, very good game, especially if Brunson sits. And then Gradey Dick, same thing with Emmanuel Quickly. If he sits, that's looking like a very, very, very good bet. But even if he doesn't, pretty good matchup here against Golden State, who could also be banged up. So that's going to do it for this video. Thanks for watching. And again, anytime you want to join a community with like-minded people, definitely check us out. There's a chat. There's seasoned chefs in here. You get access to all my plays, injury news whenever it comes out for any of those sports. We do polls some days. There is a general chat free section of this. There's PrizePicks math, Underdog math. You want to be playing 2-mans, 3-mans. I'm just trying to grow this community where you can come, talk to people that are like-minded, have a whole bunch of fun. And again, it's entertainment at the end of the day for all that stuff. So thanks for watching. If you're new around here, definitely go ahead and subscribe. Leave the video a like, comment something down below. We're definitely be talking about the football game for tonight. We had 2 really good ones to end yesterday. So hopefully we get another good one on our hands. It should be I think it's like a 2-point spread, 2.5-point spread. So hopefully a shootout, a lot of offense would be a lot of fun, but even defense in the playoffs, sometimes fun to root for as well. So we'll be attacking that. I'll be getting plays out for all these different platforms. I appreciate everyone for watching. Good luck with all your bets. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.